Just for a moment, imagine that you're 13 years old again. You and your friends are walking around the mall when all of a sudden an attractive young man approaches you, recruiting you for an audition for a new Disney Channel TV show. Interested and incredibly excited, a dream come true, you agree to do the audition and are led into a back room, leaving your friends at the door. When things don't seem quite right, before you can say a word, as the door closes behind you, you are suddenly surrounded and restrained by two strong men who then sedate you and put you into an unfamiliar vehicle. Your body then is soon repeatedly sold for sexual exploitation, and you can't remember how long it's been since you've seen your friends or family. Unfortunately, this is the horrific story of too many children here in the United States and across the world. My name is Alyssa Pangelinan, and today I'm going to be talking about the crisis that is child sexual slavery here in the United States. Over the past few years, I have been an advocate of an organization called Destiny Rescue. This organization focuses on rescuing children from the sex trade all over the world. My passion for this issue was actually sparked when I was able to travel with Destiny Rescue to Thailand and Cambodia in Southeast Asia to experience this devastating problem firsthand. I did not have the same passion to help spread awareness of this issue before I had seen the statistics for myself. It's so easy to be aware that sex trafficking takes place in far-off countries like Thailand and Cambodia. However, many of us fail to realize that thousands of children are trafficked right here in the United States, even right here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's hard to say, but as I'm speaking right now, someone is being trafficked. So this brings me to my first point. What is sex trafficking? So the most basic definition that I could provide you with is that trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery where people profit from the control and exploitation of others. It's unfortunate to say that the average age of entry into commercial sex slavery is actually 13 years old. And in addition to that, every 30 seconds a child is trafficked, which means that by the time that I actually finish this speech, at least 10 or more children will have been recruited or forced into the sex trade just in Arizona alone. Trafficking also comes in many forms, and these include forcing victims into prostitution, subjecting victims into slavery or involuntary sexual servitude, and compelling victims to commit sexual acts for the purpose of creating pornography. So my second point, why does this happen? Why does trafficking happen in the world today? Well, the answer is actually, unfortunately, quite simple: money. Human trafficking is actually the third largest international crime industry, just behind illegal drugs and armed trafficking. So it reportedly generates a profit of $32 billion every single year. That is a multi-billion-dollar industry that is continually growing without cease. Yet, with that being said, so many people have no idea that trafficking actually is taking place right here in their own neighborhood. Many think that the major cause of trafficking is due to kidnapping, just like it's portrayed in, the theatrical film Taken. And although that does happen, it's actually not the most common form of trafficking children. The majority of traffickers actually do what is called grooming their victims, or in a sense, brainwashing them into believing that they are just a commodity to be sold, that they are worthless and that they don't have a voice and they are just material objects. So since these victims don't have a voice of their own. The truth is that our silence, due to our lack of awareness about this issue, is why trafficking is still alive today. So this brings me to my last point. What can we do about it? Traffickers thrive off of our silence. Not just the silence of those that they use and abuse, but the silence of our society. So with that being said, the best thing that we can do to help this issue is to talk about it. It is too easy to assume that trafficking doesn't apply to us, or it's not necessary to talk about because it's too heavy or sad of a topic to bring up in conversation. So we just often pretend like it doesn't exist. Well, I have personally chosen to share my passion against the harm of these children through speeches like this one, through sharing testimonies of child victims that I've personally encountered, and through contributing to organizations that fight this issue, just like Destiny Rescue. After all, if I don't speak up for those who don't have a voice, who will? Thank you.